And I'm so sorry that it's this way, and I'm so sorry everything I put him through.
ABC, it's easy as 1, 2, 3. Or simple as do, re, mi. ABC, 1, 2, 3, baby, you are here.
Hi, Shanny Fannies. Welcome to Educating Shanny. I'm Shanny, and I'm recovering from an eating disorder.
Hi, Shanny.
Hi. I am here with my husband. This is Danny, and he's amazing. And welcome back to another day of back school time, where we go back in time to do the throwback with the backs of the schools, of the ABCs of the learning, to go back to the roots of the blooming, and we bloom. And today we're going to revisit a topic in a video that we did a long time ago. It was called Married to an Eating Disorder. Here's a little clip of it.
The most important thing to do is continue to support her, Of course, I try to interject as much as I can, and what I've been trying lately is to ask her to take a break.
And today we thought it would be cool to redo that video. So we've got some updated thoughts from him, and this is going to be mostly him talking, and it will help. I encourage you, if you're the struggler like I am, and you have a partner who maybe doesn't understand it and needs help understanding it, this is the video you're going to want to watch with them. So we hope that this helps, and we hope that you enjoy it. Danny?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you answer a question for me?
Yes.
A couple questions?
Yes.
Okay, question number 1. How did you find out about my eating disorder?
How did I find out about your eating disorder? Year 1, I remember, as I think back on it now, there were many times that I heard you, but I didn't know what it was. I figured you were sick or girl stuff. It was year 1. I don't know. It was all brand new and all weird stuff going on. And I was, again, year 1, married, so you don't really ask a lot of questions. So I never pushed. I never asked what was going on.
We were really young when we got married,
And we were
so
really
like
young,
we didn't
so-
really talk about anything.
And I had no experience in any of this.
Yeah, I explained that.
I didn't understand
In my
depression
video.
barely. I didn't understand anxiety. I didn't understand, especially eating disorders. What the hell is that? And I have no idea. Any of that stuff was completely foreign to me.
Yeah.
So I didn't know what to look for. I didn't know what to listen for. I didn't know what to feel for, anything like that. No clue. So I do remember walking in on you once, and you did have your hand down to your throat or whatever, and you were choking, and that got me really worried. Like, whoa, are you okay? So I'm pretty sure you lied to me and said you were just sick or whatever, and of course, me being dumb, have no idea what's going on, believed you, And it went on for quite a while.
Yeah.
Because again, I didn't know any of this stuff. In fact, I don't think I really started understanding it until we started to go therapy back then.
Yeah, I think it was after we split up.
Yeah, we
and
split
got
up
back together
and
and
we
went
got
to
back together.
therapy.
And started going back to therapy,
Yeah.
and then we really started diving into stuff, and I really started understanding. That's right. No, that is right, because the question kept coming up because you wanted me to leave and everything like that, because you were thinking it was better for me or some bullcrap like that. And you kept asking the question, look, this is what I am, this is who I am, are you going to deal with this, or are you going to leave? And here I am.
Here he is. So, Danny, question number 2.
That was only one?
Yeah. Do you remember the first time or time frame where you really grasped the severity of it, and what were your thoughts?
There was so much going on at that time, sadly.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's true.
once I really started understanding depression, anxiety, and eating disorders and stuff, it all kind of combined into one thing. There wasn't an event that I can remember specifically. It was just a big culmination of all this information saying, "Oh my gosh, this is a problem. This is a ton of problems." And you can't just say, "Okay, here's the antidote to all of these problems." I remember specifically thinking, "Oh my gosh, we have to dissect every one of these things and figure each of them out, because that's the root of all this thing."
Okay, so here's the biggest question. How has my eating disorder affected our marriage? And you?
Imagine being in a threesome but no fun at all.
I'm sorry, have you experienced a threesome before?
Well, I have now, but there's no fun at all. So that's what it's like.
So how does it affect you? How does it affect our marriage? How does it affect our lives completely?
How does it affect me? Number one, are you ready for this stuff? Okay.
Yep.
Let's start with the marriage. How does it affect the marriage? Again, it's threesome with no fun. So I come home from work and from my day, and I immediately have to figure out, do I have a wife at home? Or do I have Shannon with an eating disorder at home? Right, do I have Ed at home? And sometimes it'd be both. Sometimes I come home to a wife and then all of a sudden she turned to Ed. Sometimes I come home to Ed and she turned to my wife. Sometimes it would just be my wife. Sometimes it would just be Ed. I would always tell myself, well, I'm done with my job. Gotta go home to my second job. Because a lot of times it would be me coming back home and putting you back together from you destroying yourself throughout the day. Mentally, physically, emotionally. There were times when I would just come home and you were a wreck. And I would literally have to start from zero and put piece by piece back together reassurance and love and understanding and kindness and care and patience and all that stuff. So the resulting effect on me over the years is two sides of the coin. The good side is I've learned a lot of patience, and I've learned how to talk to somebody with depression and anxiety and eating disorders and borderline and all of these things, and not only be able to talk to them but be able to encourage them out of thinking, saying, doing certain things.
Yeah.
And I see that as a real blessing to me and to her and to a lot of people. The bad side is, the other side of that coin is mentally and physically on me as responsibility, number one. It's just like taking care of this might sound rude too, of a high-functioning handicapped person. But in the past, not right now. You've done amazing. But in the past, you wouldn't leave the house, so you wouldn't go shopping. I would have to do all the shopping. You didn't want to get out of bed, so I'd have to do most of the laundry and cleaning and cooking and all that kind of stuff. So it was a big stress and challenge for me to come home expecting a wife. Not expecting, that's the wrong word. You know what I mean, though. Expecting is a hard word to say. More of hoping.
Looking forward to.
Yeah, looking forward to my wife being home. And I'm not one of those guys who cares if the kitchen's clean or if the laundry's done or if the vacuum. I don't care. This is life, people. I'll probably make more of a mess than she will ever make, and I don't care. We're not filthy or anything. We're just saying we are very.
We're filthy sometimes.
We just don't care about that kind of crap. Who cares? More important stuff to worry about. But it still weighed on me, like, oh man, again, I have to come home to a second job. I gotta clean the kitchen, most likely, or cook or whatever. If it was a bad day that Shanny was having, that Ed was freaking out, I'd clean the whole damn house, because that's what needed to happen. My house is completely dirty. I can't handle it. Will you clean everything? So
And not just
after
Ed,
usually a 12 or 10-hour workday, I would come home and I would.
A lot of that is also depression and anxiety.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. Yeah,
disassociating.
it's a lot.
It's not all Ed, but
No, but yeah.
But
a lot of
Ed,
this
we
stuff.
relate Ed to just the monster in general that takes over me, whether it comes from this problem or this problem or this, like it's all one big monster.
So let's go back to the effects that it have on us, right?
Yeah.
Friendships. We have very few real friendships. And that's just barely. That's like now. In the past, like within the first 5 years, because Shanny was a shut-in and she didn't want to talk to anybody, nobody's in the house. I had no friends over. She had no friends over. we pretty much went dark from everybody, family included. I mean, we went dark. Nobody entered the house. Nobody came over. If I wanted to go hang out with somebody, I would have to leave and be super on call. You know, the instant she called and had a freak out, I'd have to leave whatever I was doing and come back home. So that was a big stress on me again, because I was I had lots of friends back then. I had lots of stuff I was doing and into and all that kind of stuff, and it was very hard on me that way as well. Monetary wise,
Yeah.
I mean, pretty much, hey, here's a paycheck. Why don't you just go flush it down the toilet now and make it easy on me, because I would either have to go do the shopping and I'd buy
I would eat
all of this food.
I would eat at
food.
least 5 times the amount as a normal
Yeah.
person. It was basically like we were feeding 5 kids. Like,
easily. It was stressful because, again, we need to pay rent, we can't, or I need to fix the car, or whatever the case is, but we can't because all the money went to food. All the food went in the toilet. So another thing about that on me, maybe you realize or didn't realize this, but when I'm stressed, I don't eat.
yeah.
It's just
I didn't realize.
So being stressed all the time is I just give her all the food, and I would snack or something because I would be too stressed out about all of this stuff, worried about my poor wife, worried about monetary bullcrap and everything like that. No, hey, no, it's fine. Look where we are. This is just
No, I know.
Just stick with it. It's okay. Let's go deep here and talk about sex.
By the way, it's getting better,
No, it's getting better. This
Much
is
better.
the past. You asked about the
I know.
past and how it affected us.
but I just want to, because some people have,
What?
not that it matters.
Not that's any of their business.
Anyway, go on.
None of your business.
Well, I brought it up.
Oh, well, then it's their business.
Anyway, continue.
Anyway, she didn't want to be touched. She didn't want to be looked at. She didn't want to be seen without clothes on or anything. She didn't, yeah.
Okay, so now, because most likely there are a bunch of usually women out there that are probably making their partner watch this. So, what do you have? What advice do you have to those who are partners with someone with a severe eating disorder?
This question's going to come up, guys. And if you haven't asked yourselves this already, ask yourselves this right now. And this might sound kind of harsh, so just buckle in. That question that she kept asking me in year 1 or 2, whatever it was. Can you deal with this or can you not? Because it's a commitment, guys. Not only are you committing yourself to this person, you're committing yourself to
Fighting a disease.
fighting a disease that really you can't fight. That's another thing, another good point. I consider myself a fixer. I fix relationships. I love getting into people's relationships, fixing them. Oh, that doesn't really matter. Blah, 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 blah. I'm a fixer. I love it. Love fixing the car, love fixing tools and building, and it's great. I love it. So when it came to people, I was really good at fixing people too. I still am good. But I consider myself really good. So when I came up against this wall, unmovable, unbreakable, it really got me depressed. Like, how? I tried everything. I tried freaking everything. I'm like, okay, you're creative, you have a creative side. Let's explore that. Let's get you all these paints. Let's get you all these necklace pieces. Let's get you scrapbook crap. Anything you want to just try and get you out of that mode. That was useless. Useless!
Doesn't hurt to try though.
No.
There were some
don't
days
try,
that I enjoyed
not
doing
try.
those
Yeah,
things.
don't get me wrong. But in the long run,
She's not or he's not going to get better unless they want it.
Right.
Bottom line.
And
but
you,
what you can do along the
partner,
way is
and you, partner, have to be willing to understand that your power is limited to being there for them in emotional ways and maybe financial ways too, you know. I mean, it just depends on the situation. I don't know. But really, you're there to be their support. Help them help themselves, basically. You can't just say, oh, well, we're married now, and you need to change because you love me. They don't love anybody. at that point, in that brain, in that mindset, they love food or their addiction or whatever. They can't. It's not even their fault. They don't even know. They don't even know. That's the crazy part.
So what would you say to them? What would you say to encourage the people who need to encourage the sufferer? What would you say to the partners to encourage them on how to help their partner?
First off, you need to congratulate yourself for choosing to stick with this person. Seriously.
Amen.
It is a big damn job, and it's a hard job. I remember times loving the fact that I was going to a work back then that I hated because it was easier than dealing with the monster at home. This is a mental work, all of it. and it's hard, it sucks. So again, give yourself a big pat on the back and a big self-hug, and
Very
just
honorable.
congratulate yourself. Yes, very honorable. That you're willing to support a person who is suffering from this stuff. Going further onto that, don't make my mistake and blame it on yourself. Because I did that many, many times. Oh my gosh, if I was a better husband, she would feel better. Oh, if I just cleaned that, she would feel better. Oh, if I just backed off entirely, maybe then she'll kiss me or give me a hug or whatever. Maybe if I just, feed her only good stuff, then she'll get over it. It's not.
Bottom line, you have to be ready to do the work if you're going to choose.
Right.
And you need to choose to either be all in or not.
Yeah.
Because this is a very, very serious
It's an all or nothing
disease.
deal.
And it's 24/7. It's not something that's easy. And if it's...
However, saying that, don't be afraid to give yourself some slack and take a break.
Yeah.
Because if you're not up to it, it will hurt you.
Yeah, remember to take care of yourself first.
You will get hurt if you try and take this all on by yourself. Even supporters need supporters, okay? Don't be like us and negate family and friends out of this. Because if they can't be there for the sufferer, let them be there for you as a supporter. Let them know what's going on. At first, we kept it a big secret. We did, from our families and friends. What's wrong with Shanny? Oh, she's just feeling crappy. Knowing in my mind that she's probably ready to blow her head off somewhere. That's what I'm thinking. So think of the stress and responsibility that I put on myself saying that to a friend. Oh, she's okay. Oh, she's just sick. She's not feeling good. Blah, 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 blah. Knowing that it's a hell of a lot worse. When I finally told friends and family what was going on, they're like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. What can I do for you, Danny? I'm like, what the hell? You can do stuff for me? That's great. Don't be afraid to
And
include
honestly,
people, at least for you.
And it wasn't until very recently that I started doing that for him, like caring about what he needs. Because an eating disorder is such a selfish disease. You don't even think about it.
You
Like,
don't.
I mean, I would think about it, but I would block it out and not try and think about it because then I would feel too guilty. But then lately, as I'm healing from my eating disorder, I'm starting to see what an amazing man he is and how he's always been there and he's always been amazing. And someday your partner might wake up and see that too, and they're going to appreciate you and things will change for the better. We know, trust us. It took 13 years to get there, I think about, but we're getting there now after 14 years of marriage. So
This isn't a sprint. This is a marathon. And it's a long,
really
freaking
long.
marathon. Carrying somebody on your back.
You have to run through the sand, carrying someone on your back and 20 extra pounds. And you have to run along the whole beach, and then you have to come up on the beach and go up the hill, and then you have to walk all the way up the hill, up into the hike, up into the mountains, and hike to the highest heights of the mountains. And then you get up there, and you still have to carry them, and then you either become strong enough to carry them back down, or you just fall off a cliff and die.
It can look perilous. It can look scary. And it will be sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But guys, getting Shanny to this point, it is so worth it. To see the person suffering overcome this crap, amazingly, usually on their own. Like, you suddenly just realize, like, holy crap, you're doing so much better. And you're thinking, like, I didn't do anything. I was just here. I was just supporting. I just loved in your brain, in my brain. That's how it worked. In this case for Shannon, she came up with this YouTube stuff. Blew me out of the water. I'm sorry. You want to do what? I want to put all this stuff on YouTube. YouTube, like the place where the funny cat videos are? Yeah. Oh, okay.
And he
And
supported
here we are.
every step of the way.
Yep. This is what's going to do it because she decided that. She decided that this is what's going to do it. And that's not for everybody, guys.
Yeah.
We might have
But the
just hit
point
the magic
is-
bullet on this one, but
The point is, he kept loving me and kept supporting me and never gave up. And eventually that paid off. I couldn't have done all that without him, and I wouldn't have cared enough to do all that without him. Like, he gave me the strength that I needed to come up with a solution that I knew that I felt would be best for me, and I couldn't have done that unless if I had a husband or a partner in general who would tear me down every time I was struggling. He would try and lift me up every single time, and that's a really hard-ass job, and that's why you have to decide, do I want to do this? Because you're either all in or you're not. And I'm so sorry that it's this way, and I'm so sorry everything I put him through, and I'm sorry that any of us have to deal with this, but it's just the reality. And if you can find that patience and if you love that person,
it is worth it,
it's
guys.
worth it, and
It's
it can
so
happen.
worth it.
On
It
both
is.
ends, it's so worth it for different reasons.
Mhm.
Well, thanks for doing this.
Yeah, no problem.
I appreciate it. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you next time for another revisited topic video thing times places of the husbands. Well, not the husbands, because that's the only one that I'm probably going to do with the husbands, and then the other ones will have to. And then we'll go to the store and get cookies.
Cookies.
So remember forever and always that you are beautiful.
You're worth it.
And I am too. Thank you for watching. Bye.